Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the inaugural meeting of the Council of the Town of Oceus. It's December 1st at 2 o'clock, and we are going to start this meeting with the swearing in of the council-elect. I want to congratulate each and every one of you for your campaigns, well-run campaigns, and hope you enjoy your next 4 years. So we're going to start with Mayor-elect Suzanne McCordoff. Suzanne, sorry. I was trying not to.
Thank you, and it is Suzanne, and we just talked about this.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Do you, Suzanne McCordoff, solemnly affirm that you are qualified to hold the office of mayor for the town of Oceus to which you have been elected? You have not by yourself or any other person knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying or intimidation in relation to your election to office? That you will faithfully perform the duties of your office and will not allow any private interest to influence your conduct in public matters. As required by the community charter, you will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest that you have in any matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter. Do you so affirm?
I do. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Councillor, yep, you can take your seat now. Next is Councillor-elect C.J. Rhodes. Do you, C.J. Rhodes, solemnly affirm that you are qualified to hold the office of councillor for the town of Oceus to which you have been elected, that you have not by yourself or any other person knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying or intimidation in relation to your election to the office, that you will faithfully perform the duties of your office and will not allow any private interest to influence your conduct in public matters, that as required by the community charter, you will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interests you have in a matter, and you will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter. Do you so affirm?
I do.
You can take your seat. Next is Councillor-elect Youngberg. Do you, Carol Youngberg, solemnly affirm that you are qualified to hold the office of councillor for the town of Oceus to which you have been elected, that you will not by yourself or any other person knowingly contravene the Local Government Act respecting vote buying or intimidation in relation to your election to the office, that you will faithfully perform the duties of your office and will not allow any private interest to influence your conduct in public matters? As required by the community charter, you will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest you have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter. Do you so affirm?
I do.
And I need your signature right there. And then you can take your seat.
Okay.
Next is Mike Campbell. Do you, Mike Campbell, solemnly affirm that you are qualified to hold the office of councillor for the town of Oceus to which you have been elected, that you have not by yourself or any other person knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying or intimidation in relation to your election to the office, that you will faithfully perform the duties of your office and will not allow any private interest to influence your conduct in public matters? As required by the community charter, you will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interests you have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter. Do you so affirm?
I do.
Okay. That's that right there. Okay, and then you can take your seat. Thank you. Jim King. Do you, Jim King, solemnly affirm that you are qualified to hold the office of councillor for the town of Osceola to which you have been elected, that you have not by yourself or any other person knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying or intimidation in relation to your election to the office, that you will faithfully perform the duties of your office and will not allow any private interest to influence your conduct in public matters? As required by the community charter, you will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest you have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter. Do you so affirm?
I do.
Right there. And you can take your seat. Claude Morera. Do you, Claude Morera, solemnly affirm that you are qualified to hold the office of Water Councillor for the town of Osceola to which you have been elected, that you have not by yourself or any other person knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying or intimidation in relation to your election to the office, you will faithfully perform the duties of your office and will not allow any private interest to influence your conduct in public matters? As required by the community charter, you will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest you have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter. Do you so affirm?
I do.
And you take it. Sarajit Rai. Do you, Sarabjit Rai, solemnly affirm that you are qualified to hold the office of Water Councillor for the town of Osceola to which you have been elected, that you have not by yourself or any other person knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying or intimidation in relation to the election to office, that you will faithfully perform the duties of your office and will not allow any private interest to influence your conduct in public matters, and that as required by the community charter, you will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interests you have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter. Do you so affirm?
I do.
Okay. Let's sign right there. Thank you, and now I'm very happily giving the chair to the mayor.
Thank you. Is this on? Hello? Sorry, I thought it was on. Just before we start, I'd like to say welcome to everybody sitting around the table here, plus all of our visitors that have kindly come out for our inaugural meeting, and all our viewers at home on Channel 18. Thank you for your interest and for being part of this. And I'm very happy to welcome our new council for the next 4 years. I'm delighted that we have Councillor Rhodes back to help get this thing on the straight and narrow, because he comes up with wonderful ideas. And quite often we've decided to go down a road, and Councillor Rhodes will say, well, have we thought of this? And we end up going with his idea. So he does have great ideas, and I'm glad that he is sitting here at the table. I'd also like to say congratulations to Councillor Youngberg, Councillor Campbell, and Councillor King, who are all very good volunteers in this town, well known, have done a lot of work here, have shown a great interest in being part of this town, and I think that this is going to be a very good team for the next 4 years. And our 2 water councillors, even though we may not have a raise for them, Councillor Morera has decided that that would be one of the first things on the business. And Councillor Ray, I've heard it Ray and Rye, and I want to get this correct. It's Ray Thank you, Councillor Ray. Congratulations to both of you, and we welcome you here as well. I also want to take this time to thank CAO Romanco and our directors that are here, Ms. Scott, Mr. Davis, and Ms. Van Vienen, and they do a terrific job of keeping us all organized. And so I'm looking forward to the next 4 years with everybody here. Thank you. The first thing that we have is the adoption of minutes from November the 17th. Is there somebody who would like to, we can adopt those by consensus, I believe. Is that correct? Yes. And is there any business arising from the minutes? No? All right. Introduction of late items. Are there any late items to add to the agenda? No. Any delegations? No. Water matters? Not at this meeting. We're getting through this quickly. Any correspondence? No. All right, bylaws. No bylaws of this one. Oh, this will be over soon. All right, business. Our first matter of business is the general local elections, and we have a report from Chief Election Officer Ms. Van Vienen.
Thank you. As per Section 148(1) of the Local Government Act, the Chief Election Officer must report to Council on the 2014 local government election. The election for mayor, council, and assent voting had a voter turnout of only 34.75%, which is 1,648 electors out of a possible 4,742 eligible electors. In 2011, the voter turnout was 40%, or 1,627 out of a possible 4,044 eligible electors. This compares to 46.51% in 2008 and 57.17% in 2005. Overall, there were 21 more voters in 2014 than in 2011. The percentage turnout is a bit skewed due to the more scientific and accurate approach to determining eligible electors this year. In previous years, we had relied on Civic Info to estimate population figures. However, they did not have an accurate account of the non-resident property electors with BC addresses, which has been determined to be 852. The total number of resident electors is determined to be 3,890 for a total number of eligible electors of 4,742. On the 17th of November 2014, I declared Sue McCordoff elected as mayor for the town of Oceus, and C.J. Rhodes, Carol Youngberg, Mike Campbell, and Jim King elected as councillors for the town of Oceus for a period of 4 years. I also declared the elector assent had been obtained by the yes vote, receiving the highest number of votes for the following question. Are you in favor of the town of Oceus adopting Oceus Fire Hall construction loan authorization bylaw number 1306/2014 that will allow for the town of Oceus to borrow a sum not exceeding $5,962,657 over a 30-year period in order to finance the construction of a fire hall at 74th Avenue on Lot 1, Plan KAP 92266, PID 028632109. Attached is the ballot accounting for both the advanced and general voting. There were a total of 315 ballots cast at the advanced voting and 1,333 ballots cast at the general voting for a total of 1,648. There was a total of 14 spoiled ballots from both dates, and all ballots have been accounted for. A further attachment shows the ballot count on the voting machine hour by hour. This is being provided purely for interest's sake and shows the highest volume of ballots cast were between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Also attached are the declaration of official election results dated November 17, 2014, and the determination of election results of November 17, 2014. These reports were formally reported to Council at the November 17th meeting of Council. On the 20th day of October, I declared Claude Morera and Sarabjit Ray elected by acclamation for the office of Water Councillor for the town of Oceus for a period of 4 years. A copy of that declaration is also attached for information. Implications for the community, representation for 4 years, none organizationally or budget-wise. And the recommendation is that Council receive the Chief Election Officer report on the 2014 general local election.
Thank you, Ms. Van Vienen. I think we can receive this report. Councillor Rhodes.
Motion to receive.
And do we need a seconder for that?
Second.
Yes. Thank you. Ms. Youngberg? You didn't? No. Okay. Thank you. Resolved that we received. Okay, we're now going to the next item of business, which is council meeting schedule. Pardon me? I'm sorry. I should have taken a vote. All in favor of the motion? Thank you. Sorry. Okay, Ms. Van Vienen again.
Thank you. Section 127 of the Community Charter requires that a schedule of the date, time, and place of all regular meetings to be held during the year be prepared and made available to the public. In addition, notice of the availability of the schedule must be published annually in a manner required for giving notice. In other words, posted on the notice board in the town office and printed in 2 editions of the local newspaper. The Community Charter does not establish a specific date for preparing the schedule. However, it is recommended that this be done prior to year end. The first meeting in 2015 is January 5th. Since the office is closed between Christmas and New Year, there will not likely be any business ready for discussion at this meeting, and therefore it is being recommended that it be cancelled. Historically, Council has also cancelled one meeting in August. It is being recommended that since the first meeting in August will fall on the BC Day Stat, and the meeting would be held on a Tuesday, August the 4th, that the August 4th meeting be cancelled. Section 3 of Council Procedure Bylaw 1271 states that regular council meetings for the town shall be held on the first and third Monday of each month, unless the Monday is a holiday, in which case the regular council meeting shall be held on the next day that is not a holiday. If council wishes to cancel the January 5th and August 4th council meetings, a regular resolution is required. Implications on the community: a clear schedule on council meeting dates. Organizationally, none. Budget, none. And sustainability, having regular scheduled council meetings. Options being presented are: 1, that the January 5th and August 4th regular council meetings be cancelled and that the 2015 regular council meeting schedule as attached be approved. Or 2, that the 2015 regular council meeting schedule as attached be approved with no meeting cancelled in August. And staff recommend option 1. And there is a list of the council meetings attached.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to Councillor Rhodes?
Thank you, Mayor McCordoff. You're bound to get called a few other things for the first couple of months, so
that's okay.
There'll be pause for reflection every time we say that. I'd like to make a motion based on the wording in option number 1.
Thank you. Is there a seconder for that? Councillor King. All in favor? Thank you. That's passed. The next item is the acting mayor appointments, and I believe we have Ms. Van Vienen again. Ms. Van Vienen, okay.
Thank you. Under the Council Procedure Bylaw and Community Charter, Council is required to appoint an acting mayor. In the past, the acting mayor has been appointed on a month-to-month rotating basis beginning in December with the inaugural meeting. Acting mayor appointments must be made by resolution. A recommended 2014-15 schedule is included in the options, and that is option 1, that the following acting mayor appointments be made for 2014-15, and that would be December, Councillor Rhodes; January, Councillor Youngberg; February, Councillor Campbell; March, Councillor King, and then rotating right down to November in that same order. Or number 2, that the acting mayor appointments for 2014-15 be as follows, and that council give me what they would like in that blank spot.
Thank you. Is that agreeable with everybody? Is there somebody who would like to make
motion to accept option number 1?
Thank you. Is there a seconder for that?
I'll move.
Thank you. So all in favor? That's carried. I should say that if you wish to change one of your months, you decide to go on a holiday or something, you need to make sure that you contact Ms. Van Vienen, because it has to then come to a council meeting where we have to discuss it, and it has to be done legally. Okay? Okay. We are now So the next item is Ms. Van Vienen.
This is on the appointment to the RDOS Board and Okanagan Regional Library Board. Council must appoint a representative as well as an alternate to the Regional District of Okanagan's Milkameen Board and the Okanagan Regional Library Board. Both the RDOS Board and ORLB require representation from the town of Oceus. In the case that the appointed representative is unavailable to attend, the alternate must also be appointed to attend in their place. Both board appointments require a resolution of council. Recommended resolutions are attached with council required to fill in the names of those appointed. And so therefore option 1 is that, and actually there isn't any options, it's just recommendations that for the RDOS that Mayor or Councillor blank be appointed to the Regional District of Okanagan's Milkameen Board with Mayor/Councillor blank as their alternate. If you can vote on that first, and then we'll go on to the Library Board one.
Thank you. Is there anyone who would like to make a motion on that regard? And the alternate? CJ Rose. Thank you. So that would be. Okay, here.
Wrong button. Hello?
So it's been moved and seconded. Seconded
by me.
Thank you. Ms. Youngberg. That Mayor McCordoff be appointed to the RDOS board and that Councillor Rhodes be the alternate. All in favor? Thank you. That was carried. And now the Regional Library Board. Councillor Campbell?
I'll make a motion that Councillor Youngberg be appointed to the Regional Library Board with myself as the alternate.
Is that allowed that he nominate himself as the alternate, or should someone else do it? Does it matter?
That's fine.
Okay, thank you. I just wasn't sure. Is there a seconder for that? Thank you, Councillor King. All in favor? That's carried. Next is the Bank Signing Authority, Mr. Romanko.
Mayor McCordoff, I have to practice,
We'll get used to it.
as Councillor Rhodes says. Yes, for check processing needs, the town has set up with the bank that we always require 2 signatures on all checks, one signature being from the staff, and the other one being a member of council. Our current practice is to have all the council members as signing authorities, and the reason for that is that usually we try and have the deputy or the acting deputy mayor sign checks on a monthly basis, depending on the rotation. So this allows for kind of every and all councillor to see what some of the business of the municipality is and get a sense for how the bills are being paid. So what we need is a resolution from council to establish the new signing authorities from the town, and we have basically one option that's being presented, and that's for the all members of council to be appointed as signing authorities for the town's accounts, and that motion would read that Mayor McCordoff, Councillor Rhodes, Councillor Youngberg, Councillor Campbell, Councillor King, myself, CAO, Barry Romanko, Jim Zackel, Director of Finance, Deputy CEO, and Jeanette Van Venen be appointed as signing authorities in the town's bank accounts.
Thank you. Does someone like to make a motion?
I so move.
Youngberg? You so move. Seconder, Ms. Councillor Rhodes. All in favor? Thank you. That's carried. Next item is a report from Mr. Romanko on council orientation sessions, just as an information session about all of the things that we are doing over the next month that council has to do, and we thought we would make this public. Mr. Romanko?
Thank you, Mayor McCordoff. Before I get into the report, first of all, let me take this opportunity on behalf of the management and staff of the town to congratulate you on your election victory and also your interest in governing this community over the next 4 years. This community, although it's a community of 5,000 people, is quite a dynamic community, and certainly I guess through your experience with the community, you've learned that there's lots of twists and turns and never a shortage of opinions and directions. So you'll be at the forefront in terms of sorting through this. At this time, I'd like to express publicly that this administration is ready and committed to carry out the direction of this council, and looking forward to helping you, to working with you to make this a better community. So with that, we move into the report, and just as again, we wanted to make this as a very public type of expression that an important part of enabling a new council to become effective as soon as possible is a comprehensive orientation program. This orientation needs to focus on the role of council, the role of individual council members, the council and administration role clarity, organizational structure and function, legislative requirements, and important council-related processes and procedures. Best practice recommends that some of the orientation be provided by local staff, and other information is best provided by outside educators. For this reason, the administration has structured an orientation for council that tries to meet these best practice objectives. The administration is currently actively planning the orientation of council members to their role as members of council in the business of governance of the town and the irrigation districts. As a successful candidate, I would like to provide you with some insights on the planned orientation in order to facilitate your personal schedules. Although it's recognized that personal priorities may cause you to miss planned orientation sessions, I can't overstate the importance of you making every effort to attend all the scheduled events. I have listed the events in that the municipality has entered into an agreement to participate on a regional basis, and also the locally planned events. I have provided schedules and content information to assist with the overview on the nature and content of various sessions. A number of you attended the session already on November 26th with a very I guess, renowned governance instructor, George Cuff. He provided a very in-depth orientation to council's roles and responsibilities and some of the actions that council should follow. On December 1st, this is your first council meeting and swear-in. On December 8th, the town orientation will be provided by myself and the directors. This will be in the council chambers, and this will take a look at looking at our overall structures and our functions. On the 16th, we'll have a total review of the current town business plan, and that'll be provided by the CAO and the directors in the Sonora Center. On January 15th and 16th, we'll have a strategic planning and priority setting with led by Gord McIntosh, another very well-known Canadian governance facilitator, and this will provide council the opportunity to set the agenda for the administration, looking at where you've looked at where we're going with our business plan, and this will provide council with the opportunity to put their stamp on the future directions. On January 20th to 22nd, there'll be a local government leadership academy council orientation session in Kelowna. This will provide even a broader amount of information on roles, responsibilities, and some of the actions of local government. On February 3rd or 4th, there'll be a session on freedom of information and privacy, a half day in Penticton, and I'm now been informed that the other half day, if you wish, you can attend a session on communications as a councillor. So I've explained the other part of my report here. I've provided some background on each one of the sessions. So I think at this particular point in time, we'll put an end to this particular report and just provide this as information to council.
Thank you. So that is provided for information. Thank you to Mr. Romanko for setting up all of those agenda items too. Next is the general net payroll and Sun Bowl Arena financial accounts. Am I correct, Miss Scott? We're there. Okay, I just don't want to miss anything. The what happens is that each month we report on the expenditures. So there's a general cash requirements of $320,888.97, which will be adopted by consensus. Sunbowl cash requirements of $2,244.63, also by consensus, and the net payroll accounts of $77,695.32, and those are received for information. Okay? That's all I need to do with that one. Good, thank you. Committee reports. We normally have a report from Mr. Emenko at this time, but he's already given his, so we will go on to councillor reports. And first up, we have Councillor Rhodes.
Thank you, Mayor Kordoff, and a big welcome to all newbies around the table here today. It's nice to see everybody here. I am very excited about working together with you over the next 4 years, and I think this is going to be a very, very productive council, and really looking forward to getting lots of stuff done. Mayor McCardoff, welcome. You changed from my right hand over to my left hand, but good leadership so far, and so far a real good meeting. I wanted to mention a couple of things. Today, December 1st, is actually, don't worry, I got lots of pages here and I'm not going to read them all. December 1st to December 7th has been proclaimed as Buy Local Week in British Columbia. Anybody that knows me or knows anything about me knows my passion for this particular matter. I just wanted to point that out. I do have several pages of ranting that I'm going to save until our next meeting, just so that we can move forward with it a little bit today. So I just wanted to put that out there. That's this week. My rant will be at the next meeting. In addition to that, earlier in our reports, we received some information on our voting statistics from this last election, and you know, this is intended to be a feel-good meeting today, but sometimes you got to put negative news out there. And I see that report as being a very, very strong statement from residents in Osoyoos that we're on a downhill slide when it comes for people voting in our community. That 34.7% of voters coming out, it's really, really sad that we would be that low in this community. And, you know, this is not a lecture. This is more of a statement of where we're at with this particular thing. The statistics do not lie, and we have to do something about it between now and the next election. And certainly anybody that doubts the importance of going out to vote, just, you know, it's almost inconceivable in my mind why we would not want to. So I'm sending out the message to those 2,417 eligible voters in our community that did not vote in this last election. Each and every one of you are going to hear from me over the next 4 years in one way, and I will argue and debate the importance of getting out and voting and how essential it is to our quality of life in this country. And, you know, when we have our reports at the end of these meetings, these are an opportunity to say pretty much everything you want. You can't cuss and swear, but with this particular thing, I'd kind of like to break the rules sometimes, but I won't. It's important, and you, 2,417 individuals, will hear from me over the next 4 years. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rhodes. I totally agree with you, and I'm hoping that the fact that in 4 years from now that the election will be in October might raise those numbers slightly. I think there were many people that were out of town and had gone on holiday, and perhaps the next time an election comes up, they will adjust their holidays a little bit better and listen to you. Thank you. Councillor Youngberg, would you like to say anything? You don't have to say anything at these. You may, and whatever comes to your mind.
All right, thank you, Mayor McCordoff. And as everybody knows me, I'll have something to say. Anyways, it's an honor and definitely a privilege to have been elected to serve as a councillor for the town of Osoyoos. And I would just like to share with everyone that I look forward to working with all of you and hope that we are going to work along and get some items accomplished as we sort of proceed through the next 4 years and meet some of the objectives that I had as part of my campaign. And secondly, I totally agree with Councillor Rhodes and Mayor McCordoff that we do need another way of voting. We have a lot of people who, in my campaign, experienced being held up in the retirement homes. We didn't have voting booths for the retirement homes. And also, we have snowbirds that tend to now leave on the 1st of October because of our weather conditions changing around the world. And so I think something like electronic voting or mail voting or something has to be looked at provincially as far as additional voting to get more of, give the public the opportunity to turn out and exercise their right to vote, because it's just not an Osoyoos issue. It's a provincial issue from what I have read in the papers. So having said that, that's my little claim to fame of voting, and I do support exactly what Councillor Rhodes and Mayor McCordoff has said. And also just wanted to say that I participated in the George Cup governance orientation and found that very helpful. And Mr. Romanko was very generous in making sure that we went home with information to read so that we wouldn't forget what we had learned that day. So it was beneficial, definitely, to me. And I look forward again to working with everybody. And I just want to say that I thank everyone who supported me and egged me on to be part of this team, as in our past councillor, Michael Ryan did, and his wife Vera did a great job with that, along with all of my support team. So thank you, and I'll do the best that I can for all of you.
Thank you, Councillor Youngberg. And Councillor Campbell.
Thank you, and thank you for all the welcomes, and I'm definitely looking forward to being part of this council. I think if we look back in these notes here at the way the votes went a couple of weeks back, I think that it was very clear that the residents in Osoyoos were looking for a council that was progressive, out there, involved, and ready to make things happen and get things done. And now the pressure's on, and it's time to execute and make that happen. So thank you.
Thank you. Councillor King.
Madam Mayor, thank you. I just want to thank the public for electing me to have the privilege to sit here and represent you. I look forward to working with all the new council and the older councillors that are on table. Thanks, Barry, for the orientation we had the opportunity to go to. It really opened my eyes to the bigger picture to start with. And I just want to thank everybody, and hopefully we'll work together for the betterment of the town.
Thank you. And now it's my turn, and I would just like to take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to our 3 departing members of council, Councillor Plant, Councillor Ryan, and Mayor Wells. And we are fortunate to have Councillor Ryan with us today. I'm not sure you can officially be called that now, Councillor Ryan, perhaps past Councillor Ryan. I'm not sure what the official is. I just think that those 3 members of the last council were extremely influential in my decision to carry on with and becoming a councillor, and at the last minute with the switcheroo being a mayor. But I just want to say a huge thank you to the 3 of them. Councillor Plant was a kind of a breath of fresh air. He gave a different view of things because he was slightly younger than the rest of us on council, and did a great job along with Director Davis and his crew getting the splash park up and organized. So that was a great thing for have added to Osoyoos. Councillor Ryan was, we have actually kept on a retainer because he has an amazing ability to sort through all kinds of red tape and rules and regulations and come up with a very sensible idea. When I mentioned to one of our residents that we were going to keep Councillor Ryan on a retainer, he was horrified to think that we'd be spending town money on this, and I said, don't worry, he's doing it for free. And we do, I'm sure his phone will be ringing, right, Councillor Rhodes? Yes, we know how well he handles administrative things, and we look forward to working with him continuing. And Mayor Wells has just done a phenomenal job for the last 6 years as being mayor, and 3 years before that as being a councillor, plus many years on the school board. So he just has a way of being cheerful and getting out there, and he has a passion for Osoyoos. And he is on my speed dial on my phone for sure, because he has some great ideas, and we look forward to having all 3 of those members of past council involved in some of the things that we're going to be doing over the next few years. So I'd just like to thank all 3 of them very much for being part of it and for allowing me to be part of a great council that is why I'm here again. This week, just a couple of things that are on the agenda. One is Christmas Light Up, which is on Friday and Saturday, and I'm a strong supporter of the Osoyoos Festival Society, which is why I say this. So the parade is on Friday night. We hope it is a little warmer and less windy than it was in Oliver past weekend, because I think they probably were all chilled to the bone. The parade is at 6:30 at night. It's a light-up parade, so all of the lights go on Main Street, and there are lots of activities from about 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Businesses stay open and offer hot chocolate and cookies and so on, and I believe the Kiwanis, is it the Kiwanis? It's the Rotary, thank you. The Rotary is doing hot dogs and cocoa, I think, in front of the bank, the Madhouse. It used to be Stedman's, correct. Okay, so that's on and then after that, if you still haven't had enough, you can go over to the Sonora Center, where it's Santa's Night Out, and that's put on by grads, and it's a great event as well. So lots of things to do. Oh, and if you need something else to do that day, go to Smitty's for toys for, it's called Toys for Tots to Teens, and it's a free breakfast from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock at Smitty's, provided that you bring either an unwrapped toy or you can make a cash donation, either one. So lots of things to do on Friday. There is also on Saturday, there is a craft fair, pictures and a breakfast with Santa first, and pictures with Santa at the, used to be the old Elks Hall, and it's now called the church, the Baptist Church. I always think of it as the Elks Hall. The Baptist Church, and that is on, and I believe it's from 8 to 11. I'm sure it'll be in the paper this week, and we'll check. And there is a craft fair, which is sponsored by the Osoyoos Festival Society, and it is the Kiwanis that look after it, and it is at the Legion from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So lots of things on this weekend. Have a look in the paper, and I'm sure that Mr. Lacey has all kinds of articles in there about this week. And you know what I had written down here, of course, Councillor Rhodes, was that this is Buy Local Week, because I am also very much in favor of buying local whenever possible. So enjoy the next couple of weeks. The weather's cold, but we may have ice on the lake soon, and then we can all get out and go skating. So thank you very much for coming to our inaugural council meeting. You're welcome to come back anytime you like. And I now need a motion to adjourn. Councillor Campbell, Councillor Rhodes, all in favor? Thank you. Thank you very much. And I think, sorry, I think we'll take a 5-minute, right, before our next meeting.